to my crazy. So you're going to see how I prepare chicken with seitan, so vegan chicken made from seitan, and we're gonna fry it up, and we're gonna make a traditional New Year's Day dinner. So stay tuned. Okay, we're gonna get started with first making or preparing the broth that your gluten, seitan, vital wheat gluten, whatever you want to call it, your chicken meat. That's what. So we're going to be boiling it in a broth. So first we're going to prepare the broth. You actually can prepare this broth however you want to. I'm going to show you the way that I'm going to prepare it. I did not make this recipe up. Most of the time when I'm making something new, I will gather a few recipes and then I will combine them. Some recipes will have something that another recipe won't have. So I'll combine them just for the added flavor. So that's kind of like what I did here. I researched and looked for different recipes and found different ways of flavoring this mock chicken. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do for the broth is I'm gonna cut up some onion. There's actually no, you're just cutting this up. It's just really gonna be used for the flavor. So however you wanna get it in that pot, just get it in the pot. And that's all you're gonna have to be worried about. Okay, so I've got onion cut up. Now we're gonna add 5 cups of vegetable broth. And you know, as I start to pour this, I hope that I got a pot big enough. Okay, so that's only 4 cups. Let me get one more cup for you guys. Hang on one second. We'll have it coming right up. Okay, so now we've got roughly 5 cups of broth. Now, here's where the next thing is going to be your preference. You can do whatever additional seasoning for your chicken meat that you want. I am actually going to combine, again, I didn't find this in a recipe. I just kind of, come on now. We're trying to get the taste of chicken. So I've got poultry seasoning, and you're probably not gonna have this in the States, but this is a chicken seasoning that we have here in Germany. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take half a teaspoon of each of that, and I'm gonna add that, to my broth. So there we go. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now, if you're making this vegan, then you need to make sure you get a Worcestershire sauce that is vegan. Otherwise, if you're making this vegetarian or if you're just experimenting and you're a meat eater, you can do what you want to. Get regular Worcestershire sauce. I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to get this out of this bottle. Okay, so we're just going to go at it. Okay, so we're going to do 2 teaspoons of this. That awkward silence while we wait. All right, we're almost there. Should have music playing. All right, 2 tablespoons. Then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. So I was thinking, some people don't want to do soy sauce. You could do 2 tablespoons of amino, what do they call that? Hang on one second, I have some bottles. Cocoa aminos. Or non-soy, yeah, they have cocoa aminos or non-soy aminos. I still had open soy sauce. I'm sorry, I'm not throwing it away. I got me some cocoa aminos. I have been looking in Germany for cocoa aminos or something like that, and I couldn't find anything. But I made a trip to the States in June this year, so I bought me a few bottles. However, you know what? I still have soy sauce at home. So we're not throwing it out. We're just going to keep on using it. And when this is gone, then I'll crack open those other bottles. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of soy sauce as well. All right. We've got that added in. Now, if you want to think of another addition for your sauce, your broth, I'm sorry, your broth that I didn't add in, here's where you can add it in. This is going to be my actual first time with you guys making this fried chicken. So I've already been toying with this recipe for a while, a long time, a few months now. And I have decided that this is what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to add anything else into my broth other than what you see here. And I'm just mixing this in to get it really good and incorporated. And then I'm going to set it aside because at this point now I need to make my actual meat. So I will come back and we will do the meat. Okay, now we're going to put our actual chicken meat together. So we're going to start with 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. So I already had mine open because you know what? Nutritional yeast is a staple ingredient in my house. So I use it a lot. All right, so we've got our 3 tablespoons. And then just like for the broth, I'm gonna go ahead and do my chicken flavoring. So I'm doing a 1/2 teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And then I'm gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of my other chicken flavor. So you can actually do whatever you wanted to. I mean, I have these 2 different seasonings, so that's why I'm doing, you know, doing 1/2 and 1/2. You could do 1 tablespoon of poultry seasoning, or you could do 1 teaspoon of something else, which whenever you choose. That's the way I choose to do it. So then we're gonna do a teaspoon of garlic powder. And the reason why I'm doing 2 is because I have a 1/2 teaspoon measure. And why do I need to take out another one when I have that one? Then we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Where's my pepper? Oh, here. Do a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And then we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. So you can either do whichever one you prefer on Cajun seasoning. You can do Old Bay or you can do Creole seasoning. Which one do I want to do? I'm always reaching for Old Bay. So we're gonna stick with Old Bay. So I'll do Old Bay. So we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of Old Bay. Boop. Then we're gonna do, let me put this other up. Then we're gonna do a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Again, I don't know if I said this before, but if you're doing this vegan, you need to make sure that your Worcestershire sauce is vegan. Otherwise, you can use regular Worcestershire sauce. Regular, normal Worcestershire sauce is not vegan because I want to say, I think it's anchovies that it has in it. Something. I can't remember what it is, but it's not, regular Worcestershire sauce is not vegan. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons in this of soy sauce or cocoa aminos. This is why you don't have to do as much salt, because the soy sauce is salty. Okay, and then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of milk. So I have some cashew milk already open. I'm gonna see how far this gets me. Oh. I had some spare milk already ready to open just in case it wasn't gonna be enough. Then we're gonna do 3/4 cup of water. As soon as I find my cup. Oh, here we go. So we'll do 3/4 cup of water. 1, 2, and a 3. So there you have your base for your flavoring for your meat. Now we're gonna add our gluten in. So go ahead and put that in. This was 1.5 cups of gluten. Then you'll start mixing that in. If you can see this. I'm gonna go ahead and get this mixed in. It's gonna get thickened up a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you how it's gonna look. Okay, I couldn't even use my spatula anymore because, as you can see, it thickens up and it becomes like a dough ball. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it out because you have to knead it. You don't wanna knead it for too long, but you wanna knead it, I would say, some people say knead it for about 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and knead it for at least a minute because I want a different, I don't know. To be honest, this is my first time making it, and different people have said different things about the kneading process. So I'm just doing my own thing, and I'm gonna go for about a minute. And well, if a minute is too much, I'll know next time. Okay, so I think I'm done kneading it. And I'll tell you, it smells like as if I had just seasoned me up some chicken. So there you have it. You've got your base for your chicken meat. All right. I'm still trying to decide what I want to do. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna start tearing off pieces, and then I'm going to just form them how I want them. So I think I'll do like that. I guess if I got experienced enough, I would make me, they're gonna get bigger, a little bit bigger. So I'll have me some big chicken chunks. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna form my chicken chunks and then I'll come back. Here's where I hope that I got a big enough pot, but I've got my broth cooking. I'm gonna add my chicken pieces to the broth. And hope and pray that this was a big enough pot. Uh-oh. Okay, Kim. Stick your hand in the boiling water to move it around. Okay, I've got all of them in there. And I'm gonna turn this heat down so that it's simmering. And we're gonna let that go for about 20 minutes, covered up, and we'll be back. Okay, so my simmer subject is finished, and as to be expected, my pot was not big enough and I had some overcast. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to take out my chicken parts. Let's go ahead and call these chick parts. Nope, I don't like that either. Let's go ahead and we're just gonna call this something else. Somebody help me have a name. Fried, I don't know. But as you can see, they kind of doubled in size. So I hope that my pieces are not too big. But hey, this is an experiment and we're doing this together. So I'm gonna let these dry out just a little bit on this paper towel. I saw some people just take it right out and put it on a towel and then proceed with the dredging. And then I saw one person, she went excessive with taking all of the moisture out. She felt like, and doesn't this on the screen look like it's already battered fried chicken? That's why I hope that my pieces are not too big. And I hope, we'll see. But anyhow, so she was like taking all of the moisture out. I kind of want to do my own thing right now just because this is the first time. And I don't want to take every single bit. I'm going to leave this for a while just to let it kind of drain. And then I don't want to take everything out because I kind of want to, I don't want it to be dry. So I'm going to not press all the moisture out, but I'm going to let it, you know, kind of absorb on this paper towel for a while. I'm going to put the dredging mixture together and then we'll come back and we'll dredge our pieces. All right, we are ready to batter our meat pieces. And I went ahead and decided I cut all of them in half because they kind of expanded in size and I figured that was probably just a little too much. So I cut them in half. So battering, you're going to start out dry. Then you're going to wet. Wait. Let the excess drip off. Then you're going to go back to your dry. You're going to get it good and coated. And it's going to look like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest and then I will come back. Okay, here they are all battered up and ready to be fried. So I'm going to go ahead and fry these up. I don't think I need to put that on camera, how to fry chicken. You put it in hot oil, let it cook for a little while. Now, because this is not real meat, I only need to let it get golden brown on all sides and then it's done. I'll come back and show you the finished product. And there you have it, folks. Fried chicken. I was trying to say it real fast like chicken because it's not chicken, it's chicken. Anyhow, don't mind these darker ones here because you know I put them, these were the last ones to go in and I was getting all caught up in the law and the order. You know how it is. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have chicken on the stove. Who's gonna eat all this, you ask? Why, I have no idea. So I'm gonna be Googling to see if you can freeze fried chicken. Unless y'all want some, come and get it. Come and get it. And now you can see my finished products. My New Year's Day meal. We've got chicken and no fat, no dairy mashed potatoes. When I say no fat, no dairy, there's no butter, there's no milk. It is only mashed with the water that the potatoes were boiled in. So since I did that, I made sure that I seasoned my water extensively. So basically, I cooked it in vegetable broth. My potatoes boiled in vegetable broth, and it was very seasoned. And then I just used that water and made my mashed potatoes. Dairy-free cornbread. And we're not done cooking yet, or to my liking, but we've got black-eyed peas still simmering, collard greens still simmering, and there you have it, New Year's Day. Who's gonna eat all this? Y'all are. Come on, dinner's ready. Hey, I'm back. So, this is not y'all's first rodeo with me. So you know, it's a holiday. That means we stayed at home today. That means we didn't get dressed today. We did, however, scrounge up and muster the energy to go get in the shower. So we are clean. But we clean in our pajamas. Hence, that's why I'm under this cover. So that y'all don't have to see all of the goodness that's going on under this cover. So how's y'all's New Year's going so far? I mean, we are one day into it. It can only be positive if you bring positive. So if you think negative, you're going to get negative. And if you think positive, you're going to get positive back from it. So I'm going to start out this New Year's thinking everything is going to be positive. And when something comes and tries to get in my way, I'm going to muster up some kind of positive action that's going to come from it. But for real, let's talk about these fireworks. Okay. We stopped going out on New Year's Eve some time ago because we have animals. And here in Germany, you can shoot fireworks pretty much anywhere. Okay, before you were able to shoot fireworks pretty much anywhere. So that means we could go buy fireworks and go right out to our driveway or on the street and shoot off fireworks. And our neighbors could too. So fireworks and animals just don't mesh well. We have done pretty good over the years. Most of our animals handled them fairly well. We didn't have any issues until this year. Bailey, our youngest one, she didn't handle the fireworks at all good at all. And I think because she didn't handle them very well, Sam also did not handle them very well. So he was a little stressed out. She was way more than just she was way more than just stressed out. You can see here. Neither one of them will go. Bailey, come on. See. Why is it every time? Every time you think it's safe, and then boom, boom.
Off, come. Bailey, Sam, off. Come.
Bailey, Sam, come on.
Off, Bobo.
Come on, it's okay. Come on.
Bobo.
There we go. One.
Nope.
She didn't go?
Nope.
Because nope. She can still smell it. This is what fireworks will do to your dog. Come on, Bay.
Come, Bobo. Off, come.
Come on, Sam.
Come.
See, Bailey went outside. Come on. Sammy, come on. It's okay, come on.
Come, off.
Boo-boo, come. Yeah, come on. Okay, come on. Come on, let's go. Sammy, come. Sam. Okay, he's coming.
No, he's not.
Come on, yes he will.
No, he doesn't go in the gun.
Sam, come on. Come on. So, I'm not sure how I feel about fireworks. You don't really need. Then Marcus tells me this story today, and it broke my heart. There's a zoo somewhere here in Germany. He didn't really get the town. He said he hadn't really ever heard of the town, but there was. Just thinking about it makes me sad. That there was a fire at a zoo, and about 30 to 40 monkeys and gorillas were killed because of this fire. They're not sure if it was fireworks or if it was those Chinese lanterns. If you've ever seen those Chinese lanterns, you can light them. They're paper lanterns. You light them, and then I'm not sure how you get them to float, but they float in the air. This funny story about Chinese lanterns. Long time ago, we had friends over, and we were outside grilling, and we just look up in the sky, and we start seeing these lights. We were all convinced. Hang on just one second. I'm sorry. The dogs want to come back inside. Okay, so we were sitting outside, and we thought we were seeing UFOs. We thought we were seeing UFOs. No. I got it wrong. We weren't at my house. We were at some friend's house, and they barbecued, and we were on our way to leave, and we look up, and we start seeing these points in the sky, and we're like, what is that? What is that? And we were convinced that we were looking at UFOs. A couple of days later, we found out that they were just those Chinese lanterns. Dang it, I thought I was seeing a UFO. Anyhow, so this, they're not sure which the Chinese lanterns are illegal here in Germany, but they're not sure if it was fireworks or if it was one of those Chinese lanterns. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. 30 to 40 lives, animal lives, were lost last night, which is very sad because actually the gorilla is one of my favorite animals because they are so super smart and they're like human, but monkeys. Anyhow, so I just wanted to have story time. What else are we gonna say? What else do I want to talk about? I had so much going on. I always say I should write stuff down so that I can remember to talk about it, and then I never write it down, and then I never remember to talk about it. So, you're gonna see, you are going to see my New Year's Eve dinner. I'm not really sure where I fit it in this video, so you've either already seen it or you're going to see it. And in that video, I point out how I made mashed potatoes, no fat, no dairy. And one of the reasons that I did that is because starting tomorrow, 2 January, because I wanted to have my feast today for the first day, I'm going to be doing a potato, which is kind of like a starch diet. And it's from the McDougal's. If you've never heard of McDougal, I can't remember their first name. But I think it's Dr. McDougal. You can Google that, Dr. McDougal. And they have this thing, it's called a potato, not a potato diet, a starch diet. And you can choose either white potatoes, sweet potatoes, or you can choose rice, or you can choose like a grain. Rice, I would probably eat 5 pounds a day because I like rice and I can never get full on rice. Sweet potatoes, I'm not really sure if I could do sweet potatoes every day, all day for 10 days because that's how long you do this thing. So it's a very restrictive, I'm going to say it's a diet because it's not something long term. However, there was this man in Australia, he did it for a year. Oh, no. I did it once in 2019. That's actually how I kind of kick-started my vegan, was I did this, and I did it for 10 days, and I lost a significant amount of weight in those 10 days, only doing that. It is very boring. It's very, very boring. And, but it had results. The thing is I tried, I tried throughout 2019 to do it again, and I would last all of a day because it is hard to just only eat potatoes. So when I say only eat potatoes, your potatoes is your main meal. It's your main item. You can have non-starchy vegetables to go with it. So like broccoli, greens of some sort, green beans, anything non-starchy or low in starch you could have. Because I mean, you can still do carrots, and carrots I think are a little starchy. But so it's potatoes, and so the idea is you're reprogramming. You reprogram your body chemistry and your taste buds, your cravings. That's the whole idea behind it because it's so bland and basic. So I can't explain it like they explain it, so I suggest you go and Google it and read up on it yourself. Uh, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, especially if you're a person that doesn't like to eat the same thing 2 times in a row or something like that. You would have a really, really hard time with it. I don't have a problem eating the same thing, 2 times in a row. However, after like the fifth day, nah. After the third day, I'm pretty done with that item. But I did it once for 10 days. I ate potatoes. And you eat potatoes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, potatoes. You want a snack? Eat potatoes. That's all you eat. Potatoes and some vegetable that goes along with it. You are not allowed to use any oil. No oil of any kind. No dairy products of any kind. No nuts of any kind. No plant-based milks, nothing like that. Nothing. What you can do, you can use ketchup, you can use salsa, you can use mustard, of course salt and pepper, soy sauce, no gravies, no flour, and you can't mix your starches. If you start day 1 with a white potato, then you need to complete all 10 days with a white potato. If you start with a sweet potato, same thing. You start with rice, you got to go all the way through with rice. Or if you do a grain like quinoa, you got to stick with that for the 10 days. I'm too nervous to do anything other like that. I really, really like potatoes, so that's my way to go. And believe it or not, there's a lot of things you can do with the potato. There's a lot of things you can do with the potato that don't require flour or oil. Vegetable broth, or if you're not vegan, some kind of beef broth or chicken broth would be, no, hold on. Can you do chicken broth or beef broth? I think maybe it's only vegetable broth. I again Google. I think it might only be vegetable broth. That's gonna be your staple. You would use it in place of oil. So like if you were gonna make hash browns, you would use vegetable broth as the oil and just keep adding it so it's not sticking. Yeah, vegetable broth. That's just what you would use, and it works. It works. When you think about it, you think, oh, no oil, but it works. It does okay. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it works. There's even like a cheese sauce. So there's this website. It's called The Brand New Vegan. He's a blogger, and he's vegan, and he's actually no oil vegan. Let me rephrase that. He's more whole food plant based than vegan, because there is a little bit of a difference. I hope one day I can be whole food plant based, but it ain't gonna be today. So he does a lot of recipes that are this potato diet friendly. Not all of them are, because he does have some plant-based milks or flours or stuff like that, but none of his recipes have oil. He's an oil-free plant-based eater. So check him out. He's got some good recipes. He's actually got a recipe for a cheese sauce that's made from potatoes and carrots, and I made it last year, and it was actually pretty good. I'm thinking that now, because I'm a year into being vegan. Ha! Today is my anniversary. I am 1 year vegan today. But I think maybe now, if I made the cheese sauce now, that it would probably be even better to me than I had it the first time. Now, there are different variations of this cheese sauce. His variation does not have any oils or milks of some sort, and it doesn't have nuts in it either. I have seen on YouTube other people that have made it. They've used cashew. They've used different things that would not be in compliant with the starch diet. So enough of that. Enough of that. And the reason why I brought that up is because I made my potatoes without oil or dairy today. Not dairy, plant-based dairy, and without oil. And I made my collard greens also without any oil, because I know I'll have leftovers from this stuff. Now, my black eyed peas I'm going to have to put in the freezer because I can't eat black eyed peas. No beans, no beans or peas or anything like that. I think you can eat green peas, but I don't think you could do black eyed peas. So I'm going to put those in the freezer, what's left over. But I knew I was going to have leftovers, so I wanted to be able to eat them tomorrow. So that's why I didn't add any milks or vegan butter or oil or anything like that, so that I can still have them tomorrow. So why I brought that up was, if you want to join with me, it's always fun to do things as a group. Then if you got potatoes in your kitchen right now, then wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, I'm going to do this potato diet. Or if you need time to go and Google McDougal and read and see what it's about, and you want to start maybe on the 3rd, that's fine. But let's see what we can do to get ourselves right at the beginning of the year. Now, this is not a diet channel. Please don't get me wrong. This is not a diet channel. However, I do want to get some of this holiday. I want to get some of this holiday weight off, because I've been on a disaster train since Thanksgiving. And I can feel it. I can feel it. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. I feel it all over. So that was one of the reasons that I decided I was going to do the potato thing at the beginning of the year, because I was just going to go ahead and kickstart. I don't really like diets. This is probably as close to a diet as I'm going to get, because diets for me don't work. Changing the way you eat every day is the only thing that's going to work. And it's basically out of habit. And you know, habits become second nature once you've done something for about 30 days. So if you can do something, if you can get past 30 days of doing something, then you're pretty much, that's your change, you know, that's your eating change. So then it wouldn't be considered a diet. But this is something that I'm only going to do short term. So this would be as close to a diet as I'm going to get. But yeah, so if you want to do it with me, I'm going to weigh myself in the morning. Now, am I going to tell y'all what I weigh? Heck no, I'm not going to tell y'all what I weigh. We ain't been dating that long. I mean, we only been together since like the end of November. Not going to do that. Just know you've seen me. The numbers are high. Okay. So I'm going to weigh myself in the morning. And then I would like to say that I won't weigh myself again until 10 days. But I do have a bit of a scale addiction when I do start weighing. Now, let me tell y'all, since Thanksgiving, no, I think I've weighed myself once since Thanksgiving. And that one time I was like, oh, okay, I'm not doing too bad. I'm a little scared to get on it now because, yeah, it's pretty bad. But anyhow, we're going to get back on track. So I'm going to get on the scale tomorrow. I'm going to weigh myself. I'm going to write it down. And I'm going to see. And then at the end of the 10 days, we'll see just how much weight came off. And then we'll go from there. And if you want to join in with me, comment below and say, hey, I'm doing it with you. It'll just be fun. What else do we have to talk about? I'm getting kind of tired. I'm getting sleepy. All of a sudden, I was sitting here talking and then it just went whoosh. Do you ever have that problem where you're talking or you're doing something and then all of a sudden it's like somebody flicked on a switch and you just became that sleepy? Yeah, that's me. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got for today. I will maybe, no promises, if I have something to upload tomorrow, since I'm going to do like a day one of weigh-in, considering I'm not going to tell y'all what I weigh. I mean, I might just say, hey, I weighed in. I might show y'all my boring dinner or lunch or whatnot. You know, again, with that, you know, it's potatoes or your starch for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't do breakfast because I do intermittent fasting. So I don't start eating till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm thinking about switching it up and having my window be from 12 to 8. The problem is because with my schedule, sometimes I don't get to eat by 8 o'clock. But I would love to get to that point where I can eat by 8 o'clock. But for now, my window is 1 to 9. So I don't start eating until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I stop eating at 9 o'clock. And so then that's my fasting time. And again, that is not a diet. That is a way of eating for me because it actually helps. Not only does it, if you can be consistent, which I haven't been consistent with it, but if you can be consistent with it, it does help remarkably with weight loss. But it also does a whole lot of other things. It benefits your health a lot. And I'm a firm believer, this is for me and me only. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I feel a lot better when I'm fasting. My body does not like food all times of the day. My stomach is easily irritated if I eat outside of my window. And that's how I've been feeling for the last 2 weeks because I haven't really been sticking to my fasting windows. And I notice it a lot. I'm more sluggish. I have more stomach issues. I have more stomach pains, which that's all stuff I used to have before I started intermittent fasting. And when I started intermittent fasting, then it all went away. And I was just like, wow, this is great. This is how it is to live without stomach pains and cramps and bloating issues and stuff like that. So I'm also going to get back on track with that. So that's going to be official tomorrow. I'm going to be officially back on my eating windows. Where it's going to be hard is on the 15th of January. We fly to Dubai, and I'll be there for about a week and a half. Once again, but that's okay. It's okay. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, another thing. These next 10 days, they are going to be so rough because no alcohol. That means no wine. So today is my last day to drink a glass of wine in the evening because I won't be able to have any more for 10 days. Okay. All right. What else? I don't think I have anything else. I did have some other stuff, but, I forgot. So, thank y'all for sticking with me this long. And I'm excited to have a YouTube channel, and I'm excited to have an outlet. And I have a lot of people to thank that you guys, my biggest fans, did wonders of encouragement through Vlogmas. And there are a few people there are other YouTubers that I watch that inspired me to do this. So one of them, there's actually 3 that stick out. And my main, most important one is the plus side of me. If you don't, go check out, some of these people. They do a lot of fashion vlogs and stuff like that. But the plus side of me is amazing. I messaged her when I had questions about starting up a channel, and she answered back and she gave me feedback. And through that feedback is pretty much what I've been doing. So I'm super, super grateful for that. And then there's two other ones. There's, oh gosh, I forget her name. I think Justine K. And then there's Candy Fox, if I got that right. You guys could go check out their channels too. There's a whole plus size community out there I was not aware of. I accidentally stumbled across. Actually, my first stumble was Candy Fox. I don't know how. I don't know. Somehow she, you get those recommended videos in your thing, and her video popped up, and I watched it, and I became hooked after that. And so I binged watched all of her videos. It just amazes me some of the confidence and positiveness people put out. And then she did a try on in a store with Justine K one time, and I started watching her, and then somehow the plus side of me showed up in my recommended videos, and I started watching her, and I really, really like her. She is super cool and down to earth, and I like her. And there's quite a few other ones out there, but those are my three main ones because they just seem so genuine, and they're just really down to earth. So if you find yourself on YouTube and you're just searching for videos, go check out those guys because they have some neat things, and they do a lot of fashion, and they give you a lot of ideas. So that's what they're there. Oh, and on the food side, ooh, I'm gonna show y'all what I did this morning. Midnight munchies and more. If you are vegan or want to be vegan, but you're scared, go check out her website or her YouTube page. She does amazing recipes with pretty much 100% comfort food, and it's all vegan. So she had a recipe on there for soft pretzels, and I made them this morning. I'll show you those right now. And they were amazing. Yes. Just like the soft pretzels you can get in the mall, that's exactly what I had. But anyhow, I've kept y'all long enough. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I hope your New Year's Day is as restful as mine was, other than the fact that I've been cooking. But yay. And tomorrow is another day, a work day. And we'll see. I can't promise that there will be a video tomorrow, but I'm hoping that there will be a video tomorrow. And I would love it, love it, love it if you guys would hit that like button. Good night.